Hi Capricorns, it's Nick. I hope you guys are doing good. It's for all my Capricorns, Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus, men, and women. We're now covering the second week of May, so this is from the 9th till the 15th, as you can see below. And this week, guys, on the 10th, we have Mercury in Gemini. It's going to be going retrograde until June 1st, so for the next few weeks ahead, things may be slowing down. There could be some delays, nothing to be afraid of. It's not like the world is going to stop, but at least if you know this ahead of time, you can kind of prepare. Like if you have any big plans, presentations, meetings, or paperwork, documents you need to submit, if you can, maybe get it prepared or do it ahead of time. Also transportation or traveling, anything with cars, if you need to get a car fixed or anything like that, it would be best to try to plan it or do it before if possible, or just leave enough wiggle time, like room in between, because there could be delays or things could take a little bit longer than expected, or anything with technology could start acting up a little bit. Okay, but nothing major, nothing to be afraid of. Just be extra careful, and if you need to get somewhere, just leave a little bit earlier, so if any delays do come up or blocked roads or something, you're okay. On the same day, we have Jupiter moving into Aries, so I feel like this is giving us like liquid courage to kind of like do things our way and do what we want, which I think is really good, because anything that maybe you were fearful about before, it's like now you may have that like courage to kind of go through it, or like do that thing that you were scared about. And hopefully it's something positive that's going to help you, not something that's like a detriment for you. Okay, also keep in mind that this week and during this time, the sun is going to be conjuncting the North Node in Taurus, and also we have Uranus still in Taurus. So destiny is calling all of us, and there are major big changes that everyone is going to be going through. In some area of their life, there's some kind of change, and it can be very unpredictable. So expect the unexpected, because it can put us in uncomfortable situations, but don't fight against it. Just go with it, because the more you resist, just the harder you make it on yourself. Focus on moving forward, keeping your head up, especially if it's like something's out of your control, you can't really do anything about it, you might as well not stress about it. But things are inevitably changing, and change is not easy for a lot of people, for most of us, right? Because we're like creatures of habits. But just know that if things are changing, it's meant to change, and don't fight against it. Just kind of go with it, and you may be surprised that maybe it ends up a lot better than you expected. All right. And then lastly, on the 15th, we have Ceres, the asteroid, moving into Cancer. So I feel like this is bringing more of the attention and focus around like home and family, and wanting to be responsible for these things, or feeling like we need to be more responsible for these things. Okay. All right. So we're going to be covering a little bit of health, work, and love. I'll have a link to the extended reading below in the description box if you're interested afterwards. Okay. All right, guys. So when it comes to your health, it feels like you're kind of bored with something, or you need to switch something up. Like maybe you've been doing a diet, or maybe you've been eating the same way, and you're like, I eat a salad every day. Now you're sick of it. Maybe you need to switch it up. Or you've been doing keto or some other diets, or anything. Or you've been doing the same sport, the same exercise, the same routine, and you're like, I feel like I need to switch it up. Maybe you always swim, and you're like, you know what, maybe today I should go hiking instead, or I should go do something else. So there's something that maybe you've been doing for a long time, but you're kind of needing a little bit of a change. You want something else to make it more fun, because you're getting too like complacent, or you're getting kind of bored. So maybe you just need to switch something up a little bit, and it's probably just something little you can do. Like instead of going this usual path, you can go a different path, or instead of doing the same exercise, try a little a different version of it, or like switch it up a little bit. So you're constantly challenging yourself, and you're not getting too complacent and just doing the same thing over and over again. It's good to kind of like shock your muscles or your body and kind of switch it up a little bit. Right? I think I used to see, or I read somewhere or heard that like, instead of if you're right-handed and you always brush your teeth with your right hand, it's good to kind of switch it up sometimes and do it with your left hand, because it feels weird, but it activates like a different part of your brain. Or like eating, instead of eating with your right, maybe eat with your left if you're right-handed, or vice versa. And it's kind of funny. I actually should try it out. Let me know if you guys have done that before, if it does help. But switching things up a little bit can really help you out when you start to get too bored or too complacent, which I'm sure can happen to all of us, right? All right, so when it comes to your work, school, career, and finances, it feels like there could be distractions. So there could be a lot of distractions around your work or school. Maybe you're getting invited to go to parties or social events, or your friends want to see you, or you got this going on, or you got a lot of other things that are not involved with work, or maybe it's work parties or other stuff. And they're like, come on, let's go out. And you're like, okay. And then it's like the night before and you're like, oh man, I have to leave, guys. I got to wake up early for class or for, my work. And they're like, oh, just one more drink. You're like, oh no, I have to be up early. And they're like, come on, it's okay. Just stay. Let's hang out. Like, and you're like, oh, okay. And the next day you're like miserable, hungover, you're tired. You're like, I can't function. I want to get out of here. What do I do? I'm going to puke. That's an extreme example. I'm sure most of you are not doing that, but I'm sure we've all had our moments. So yeah, there could be a lot of distractions and maybe it's kind of hard for you to focus. Your emotions maybe are all over the place, or there's just a lot of other things that are kind of occupying and taking up your mind that are not involving your work. So it could be a little bit harder this week than usual to maybe focus. So if you can, I guess, do your make a list of your priorities and like handle the stuff that's most important first, so that you're not as stressed later, and maybe the least important things are maybe easier to do. You can kind of do it afterwards, but feel like you've got the most important things done. And maybe just keeping a list is really, really helpful. I know it helps me. I just like write it down, I put it in a Post-it note and I cross it off, check it off, and it's just like gives me so much satisfaction. I don't know if anyone else is like that. Ooh. And I was like, yeah. And, or even on your phone, like in your notes or your tablet or your laptop, you could put it down in your notes, do little bullet points, and then you just like cross it off or delete it after, whichever way that suits you. Okay. Cause there could be some distractions and it could be a little bit hard to focus this week. All right. So when it comes to your love, relationships, and dating, on your side, we have the King of Cups, Strength, and the Four of Swords. All right, so some of you could have Leo somewhere in your chart, also Cancer, Pisces, Scorpio. On this other side, for this other person, this can be the past, present, or future situation, or all three, all the above. We have the Ace of Cups, Eight of Swords, and the Knight of Swords. All right, so as far as who you could be dealing with, definitely could be water sign, Cancer, Pisces, Scorpio, or air sign, Aquarius, Libra, Gemini. Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus. Doesn't have to be though, could be any sign, like I always say to you guys. It could just be the energy this person is embodying or playing out, maybe be a mixed match of one of those, but just something to keep in mind. So definitely there is new love here. If you haven't met someone, maybe you're gonna be meeting someone very, very soon, or you've already met someone. This is like a new connection, a new love, but someone is offering their cup of love to you, or you are offering your cup of love to someone, but there's definitely a strong connection here. You love this person is all about you, they love you, so that is not a problem. The only problem here is like communication or being on the same page mentally. You may be the one that's like the stronger spirit here, or you may be the one that has more like I don't know, you're like the stronger one. It doesn't have to be physically, but like I think like internally you're able to like resist more, you can handle more, whereas this person may be a little more fragile, like mentally. They could be dealing with maybe stress, anxiety, panic attacks, depression, or maybe like other health issues or concerns, or just feeling kind of very afraid to show you their vulnerabilities, or afraid for you to think of them as like weak or like, a victim. Maybe they want to seem like they want to be on your level, they want to be strong like you, and you seem to be someone who's like very confident in yourself, or like strong, and maybe you're physically strong too, you're very active, or like you take care of yourself. But I think it's more so like a confidence thing and how you carry yourself, and this person admires that and they like that, and I think because of that, maybe they're a little intimidated by you and don't want to let you down, or don't want you to see them like struggling or being sad, or like, I don't know, I guess going through like a hard time. And I don't think it would bother you though, because I feel like you have their back. I feel like you care about them. You both care about each other. 8 is already repeated twice, so I definitely feel there's like, you guys have a deep connection, a strong passion and desires for each other, and you've already past that point of like maybe just like talking and like basic questions. It seems like that you definitely have like, you're more fired up, you have like more passion and like passion and fire and like aggression side of you. You seem to like, nothing can knock you up, okay? Like nothing can knock you over. Like you're very like you have thick skin. This person though, like mentally they struggle a little bit, like things can affect them or things can hurt them. Maybe they're more sensitive to words or like to tones, communication. So maybe be mindful like what you say or how you say it, because it could very much so affect them. And I started to feel like I'm not here, like I'm on my back, like and my muscles start hurt. So maybe someone here is dealing with like back pain, or like, I don't know, like all of a sudden it's like weird. Maybe it's just how I'm sitting, I don't know. But yeah, they could be dealing with some kind of restriction, or they're feeling kind of stuck, but they don't know how to say it to you, or they don't want to talk about it. They don't want to bring it up. Maybe it brings them shame, or they just don't want to seem like worry you in any way. And it feels like though that they sometimes can like talk too fast or blurt things out, or maybe not think before they speak, and just because they're just being so like out there, and maybe sometimes could get like upset or feel like you're not paying attention or like not listening to them. And maybe you are, but maybe you're just like, you know, checked out, you're tired for the day. And it feels like you're gonna be like wanting to rest. You're not really wanting to listen to, or like you may hear something, or they may tell you something, but you kind of sleep on it. You don't react right away. You kind of sleep on it, you think about it, but they may kind of get the wrong impression that maybe you don't really care, or you're not thinking about it, or you're not considering it, but that may not be the case. But I don't see any like really big issues. It's mainly, I think, coming from them and how they communicate, because maybe they communicate well with you, but don't always like communicate the things that they're struggling with, or their worries, their fears. And so you may think everything's always fine and always good because they don't always talk about it, but when they do maybe say something, you don't catch it, or you don't realize it possibly. And it just feels like though that they have things that they need to overcome or get stronger at. But I think you just maintaining your energy and being you is going to help them get back to where they need to be. This person could be younger than you, if not by age, by experience level. Maybe the way they talk, the way they communicate, maybe they're like less mature, or like you're more mature than them, or you have more like wisdom or knowledge, or more like experience, or just like life experience possibly. And you speak more with like passion, with love, and they may do the same, but they're also very like, maybe logical, or they think too much. They are too in their head all the time. And sometimes that stops them from like allowing themselves to just be like carefree and open. Anyways, let's continue on and extend it to get more information, see where their energy is at, what are they thinking, what are they feeling when it comes to you, what they don't want you to know that maybe you should know, and what their next action move will be towards you, and also your advice. All right, so we'll continue on and extend it. Link will be below. Hopefully I'll see you guys there. If not, I'll see you for our next reading. Take care.